Please welcome, keep it going, welcome your next act, Jacob Hawley.
Good evening, Edinburgh. Are we good?
Yeah!
Good stuff. My name's Jacob. I'm 25 years old. I turned 25 last year, and now 25 isn't that big a birthday, is it? You don't expect a lot. I was expecting maybe cards, maybe presents. My dad forgot. And I wouldn't have minded so much, except last year my dad threw a fully-blown street party just for St. George's Day. Now, you think about what that says about my dad. His son successfully exists for a quarter of a century, not even a card. But St. George, who maybe didn't exist, kills a dragon that definitely did not exist. Dad covered a cul-de-sac in Stevenage in bunting, right? And I did go to this St. George's Day party, and I don't know if it's just the place that I'm from, I don't know if it's just the party that I went to, but this St. George's Day party had a bit of a UKIP atmosphere, okay? And it may well be the place that I'm from. I'm from a very rough factory town just outside London, but now, guys, I actually live in London, and I've got an arts degree, a vegetarian girlfriend, and an almost convincing concern for climate change. Not quite Billy Elliot, but it is something. But I think it might be the kind of men that go to St. George's Day parties that give them that kind of atmosphere, you know? The kind of men that like drinking, like shouting, but can't afford the football anymore. Kind of men who use the word skirt to describe women, who use the word women to describe men who don't like football, and use football to fill the void. Kind of men who are into lad culture, right? I'm not really a big fan of lad culture. I think lad culture, when you think about it, is completely moronic. And even if you disagree that lad culture is moronic as a culture, you could agree it's oxymoronic as a phrase. Keep up, lads. I went to this St. George's Day party, right? And I got chatting to one of my dad's mates. I say I got chatting to him, he just spoke at me, right? He found me at this party, he saw that I wasn't having fun, he sort of staggered over to me and he went, "What's the matter, Jake? Do you not love the Queen? Do you not love the flag? You're not proud to be British on St. George's Day?" Troops. And I said to this guy, I said, "No, mate, I've never been to church, so I don't believe in saints, and I've been to primary school, so don't believe in dragons." I'm not a huge fan of St. George's Day. He genuinely said to me, he went, "Yeah, well, might not have been a dragon, it could have been a lizard. He's still a saint." So according to this guy, if you go around slaughtering lizards with swords, patron saint of England. I try it, kicked out of Pet's World. But, and if anything, that made me feel worse. I was like, hang on a minute, guys. So a few thousand years ago, a guy slayed a lizard with a sword and you're throwing a street party. I survived 25 years in Stevenage, nothing. And I don't know about you guys, I've seen a picture of St. George. He's always got a sword and he's always on a horse. And you've got to think, if it was really a lizard, did it really require cavalry? I mean, he bought his sword, he could have done it with scissors. He's pathetic. I don't think that St. George should be the patron saint of England, if that's the case. I think the patron saint of England should be Gary Lineker. I'm a massive football fan, guys, because I too have a void to fill. And I love Gary Lineker, right? I follow Gary Lineker on Twitter, and he's always putting really nice things about how this country should be doing more for refugees. That's something that I agree with. It's something you may disagree with. Even if you do, you have to admire such a right-footed footballer positioning himself on the left so frequently. Thank you, lads. And he gets a lot of stick for it on Twitter, Gary Lineker. He gets a lot of like weird men tweeting him things like, "Shut up, Gary. Stick to football, Gary. My wife left me, Gary." Troops. And the most frequent thing he gets people going, "Gary, if you care so much about immigrants, why don't you let them move in with you?" Now, that's something I think is a bit unfair, because what Gary Lineker is actually talking about is our country doing something like collective action to help refugees, not someone taking individual action, collective action. And collective action is something that I believe in, guys. For example, I give about £6 a month to the World Wildlife Fund to help elephants that have lost their homes to deforestation. Not all heroes wear capes, right? But that's an example of me and the rest of that charity taking collective action on that issue. It's not something I can take individual action on. The elephant can't move in with me. I live in a very small studio flat in South London with my girlfriend. Our landlord is very strict on subletting. And the thing is, my girlfriend's always very supportive of the money that I give to charity, but I just feel like if I moved an elephant into our flat, like, she wouldn't say anything, but there'd just sort of be this unspoken, awkward... Thank you very much. I've been Jacob Hawley. Cheers!
Jacob Hawley!